Hello? So short.
What can you do?
Hey, are you taking Marilyn's spot?
This thing
You taking Marilyn's spot?
Hello, my name is Helen Kwok, and my colleague Owen Young, Sam Mishra, and Ilya Okay. It's our pleasure to introduce you the trial of Davis versus Happy Land Toy Company.
The QCC mock trial team has been in existence for 4 years. Each year, the team has competed in the National Intercollegiate Mock Trial Tournament sponsored by the American Mock Trial Association. This year, approximately 500 colleges and universities across the country participated in this tournament. Each team or each school competing in the tournament has one or more teams. This year, for the first time, Queensboro was proud to have 2 teams compete in this tournament.
In the competition, each team presents the trial of a case against the teams from other schools. The team presents the trial before panels of 3 judges, consisting primarily of volunteer lawyers, judges, and sometimes law school students, or former mock trial participants. One judge serves as the presiding judge over the entire trial. The other 2 judges are scoring judges who score each of the participants. Each participant is scored on a scale of 1 to 10 for each part of their performance. The individual scores are then totaled, and then the team with the highest point total is considered the winner of the competition.
The teams must be ready to try the case from both the plaintiffs as well as defendant's side. The team members work as lawyers as well as the witnesses. As attorneys, members of the team present opening and closing statements, conduct direct and cross-examinations, and make and oppose evidentiary objections. As witnesses, team members study a detailed affidavit of facts together with defendants and exhibits. They then must answer the questions asked to them by the direct examination and cross-examination. Strict time limits are imposed for every part of the trial.
The trial presentation is not a play. None of the parts by the lawyers or the witnesses are scripted, memorized. In the case of the play, team members prepare for the competition by extensive practice and becoming familiar with respective parts. But their presentation during the actual mock trial is actually thinking on their feet and by extemporaneous speaking.
Across the country, all of the teams try the same case. The case is released on August 15th, and the teams start preparing shortly thereafter. The case materials that are used are very detailed and realistic. The materials include statutory law, case law, exhibits, and detailed affidavits of each of the witnesses. Each case has more potential witnesses than there are actually called in a trial. This year, the case had 9 potential witnesses, and only 6 were called in each trial, 3 on each side. Teams learn of which witnesses their opponents are calling only moments before the trial starts.
This year, the QCC team started preparing this case early in September. Starting in September, the team began with weekly meetings, which most for the part were 3 to 4 hours on Saturdays and Sundays. During these preparation, the team members of the team studied the rules of evidence, case law, and statutory law. Much of the time was spent in practicing the various parts, opening statements, direct examination, cross-examination, and the closing arguments. A great deal of time was spent answering and opposing objections. In January, the teams started schedule for practice trials or scrimmages against teams from other schools. We had 2 scrimmages against City College and 1 against each of the following: Molloy College, Stony Brook University, Hunter College, Pace University, and Fordham, the Bronx campus.
For this tournament, in December of last year, we learned that our team will be competing in the American Mock Trial Association, which was held on the New Haven Regional Tournament at Yale University. We were very excited at the opportunity to compete against Yale. In the New Haven Regional Tournament, which was held on February 12th to 13th, 27 teams from 17 colleges and universities competed, including teams from Yale, Brown, Dartmouth, Princeton, Cornell, Boston College, Tufts, Yeshiva University, and Roger Williams University. Our school was the only community college team in the regional tournament, which was held at Yale. And we were also one of the 4 community colleges in the national tournament among the approximate 500 colleges and universities which were competing in AMTA regional tournament.
QCC was the one team out of 27 teams in the tournament to win the Spirit of AMTA award. The Spirit of AMTA award is given to one team of the 27 teams in the regional tournament that best exemplifies AMTA's ideals of honesty, civility, and fair play. The selection of the winner of the award is determined by the ratings submitted for each team by their opposing counsel. During the first 3 rounds of the tournament, in winning the award, our team received 29 out of a possible 30 points. This is the second time QCC has earned the prestigious Spirit of AMTA award at the regional tournament in the 4 years it has been in existence.
During the second round of the tournament, one of our 4 teams competed against Yale and earned a tie score from one of the 2 judges. The same judge ranked 2 of our witnesses as the top witnesses in that round, and one of our 4 lawyers ahead of the 2 Yale lawyers. In another round, the presiding judge described the QCC team member who portrayed the parent who was bringing the lawsuit as the best witness he had seen during the 5 years serving as a judge in the entire competition.
Do you think about joining the mock trial? At the end of the trial, we will hand out the forms for those who want to be on the next year's team. As you listen on the trial, just think, this could be you next year.
Now at this time, I just wanted to say a few things about QCC as well as mock trial. For all the students who have participated in QCC mock trial, it's been certainly a very gratifying experience. Many team members have came into mock trial with no expectation as to how to go about public speaking or speaking in an extemporaneous fashion. Mock trial certainly does help speak in front of a public setting. It also does help in terms of a confidence aspect. I know from personal experience it does help with job interviews. In addition, for those of you who are interested in law as a career, it certainly is a very great stepping point towards that law school type of career.
Hello, my name is Randy. I am the president of Mock Trial. I just wanted to say a few of the benefits that joining Mock Trial really gives a person. Like he said, it does give you great speaking skills. You form a bond with your fellow teammates. You get to compete in different schools. You get to meet new people from everywhere. There's so much you can gain from joining this experience. It's a life experience, not only just for law students, but for every student of every major. And I would highly advise each and one of you to sign up for mock trial. It would be one of the best experiences, I guarantee you, that you would have in QCC. Thank you.
The case that was being tried was a strict liability and negligence per se case brought against a toy manufacturer by a parent of a 2-year-old child whose son died of ingesting beads from a sister's make-your-own jewelry set, manufactured by the toy company, Happy Land Toy Company. The plaintiff, moments before the start of the trial, had chosen whether it would proceed with either strict liability or negligence per se, which is based on the injury resulting from a defective manufactured product, or negligence per se, where a prima facie case of negligence is established by the proof that the defendant violated a statute, the purpose of which it was to protect against the very same harm alleged to have been suffered by the plaintiff.
And now the start of the trial. We'll start with a jury selection. Ordinarily, this process involves questioning of prospective jurors by the judge or the lawyers. In the interest of time, we will pick jurors by drawing numbers. We will pick a jury of 8. Please check your numbers as we call your number. And if your number is called, please come up and be seated in the jury's section.
Superior Court of the State of Midlands, County of Midlands is now in session. The Honorable Stephen Hamill, presiding justice. The Honorable Sebastian Marolo, justice. The Honorable Leslie Francis, justice. All rise. David Mr. Happy, David Williams, County of Midlands. We're going to start with jury selection. Counselor, if you can please read the numbers so that we can pick the jurors.
798019.
If you have that number, please step forward. You're going to be a juror.
Number 798021.
Number 798669.
Number 798026.
Number 798662.
Seven 798014.
Number 798025.
Seven 798016. Your Honor, at this time, I would like to ask you to ask the jury if any of them can stay until the very end.
Do you have any reason that you can't stay for the entire trial? At 2 o'clock? 2 o'clock, we'll be a little short there, right? Yeah, do you mind if you're excused from jury duty? Okay, so please, since you can't stay for the entire trial, we ask if you wouldn't mind relinquishing your seat on the jury. Thank you. You select another number?
And we call number 798666.
We got it on You two? You two accomplices also? Okay, fine. We'll have to sequester you guys. It's okay. You two are excused from duty. Thank you for your service. Can you select 2 more numbers, please?
798667.
Number 798022.
Seven 798027.
It's okay. He's an attorney. It's fine. If you it's fine. We'll allow it. And take an appeal. Okay. Members of the jury, if you could please rise. Sir, please remove your sunglasses and follow my court. Raise your right hand. You so solemnly swear to do your duty to the best of your ability. Please be seated. Okay. I'm going to charge you to listen to all the facts and all the evidence of this case. Do not have any personal opinions or upon you at the end of the trial to make a determination for the plaintiff or the defendant. If the decision is for the plaintiff, then we will ask you to come up with a compensatory award. All right? But I'll remind you of this again at the conclusion of the trial. Thank you. Let's see, we're going to go with the introductions. Counselors, are you ready?
Yes.
Plaintiffs are ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defendants are ready?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, before we begin, just a slight application,
Yes.
if I may.
Yes.
If there is anybody here who is here because they are required to be here from their professor or because they are receiving extra credit, please write your name on a piece of paper, the name of your professor, and give it to me or to one of our justices before you leave. Thank you.
Thank you. Also, if anybody would like to move closer, please feel free to do so. You've had some more seats open up since the jury has been impounded. This will be ready for opening statements.
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor.
Yes, if you please make your appearance to the court also. Yes, continuing matters. What other?
Your Honor, may both sides,
Speak to the microphone, please.
may both sides be free with yourself.
Yes.
And do Your Honor prefer speaker or non-speaker instructions?
Speak objections. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, may I start with the opening statement?
Yes, please make your appearance to the court.
Good afternoon. My name is Ilya Barabate, and I'm a lawyer on the plaintiff's side. This is my co-counsel, Jay, and this is Andy Davis, the father who's actually soon enough to be close the child to this principal.
Thank you. We'll begin. Time? Are we good on time? Good. Thank you. Please operate within your time parameters.
Okay. Hang on. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, may I paint in mind your picture in your mind? A baby, 2-year-old baby, sitting in the living room with a sister and a babysitter, with a toy who was supposed to bring you joy to this little kid. But instead, he brought the death to the family. This little child was amazed by the shining colors of the toy, which was manufactured and sold by the Heavenly Toy Company, took the life of little Joy Davis. Now, I'll tell you how this happened. On the day of August 8, 2009, Joy Davis was playing with the Princess Beads with the babysitter around. Unfortunately, Joy Davis swallowed this Princess Beads, which was foreseeable by the company that 2-year-old child will swallow these beads immediately because it's shiny color. Unfortunately for Joy Davis, he fell deeply sick. He fell on the ground and crashed his stomach. The babysitter immediately took him to the hospital to treat his illness. The leading physician, Chase Tushman, did everything in his power to save the life of Joy Davis. He did necessary tests on the kid to find out what was wrong with him. Unfortunately, Joy Davis vomited on that day at around 1:37 p.m. And unfortunately, at 2:02 p.m., Joy Davis passed away. The tragic death of Joy Davis diminished the life of Andy Davis, the father of Joy Davis, as well as the babysitter for whom the toy was intended to be purchased. Now, I ask ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what's justice? Today, the plaintiff will pursue strict liability, which states that we have to prove that the defendant, Heavenly Toy Company, produced and manufactured a defective product, as well as the plaintiff suffered harm, and this harm was directly and proximately caused by the defect in the product which Heavenly Toy Company produced that year. Today, we'll prove this through the testimony of Chase Tushman, who was the leading physician of Joy Davis. He will testify how Joy Davis was harmed by the Princess Beads and how he passed away at 2:02 p.m. Today, also, the unfortunate father of Andy Davis will tell you how he took necessary precautions to save Joy's life from the Princess Beads, how he purchased the product, and how he was defrauded from Heavenly Toy Company and misleading to purchase this product, which was a ticking toxic time bomb, which later took the life of Joy Davis. In addition to that, we will hear the testimony of Tristan Frost, a journalist who was working for Heavenly Toy Company to come up with the article that would expose the Heavenly Toy Company and their misconduct. At the end of the trial, I will stand before you
And I will ask you to reach the only verdict that will be assumed today, that Heckler & Toy Company was strictly liable for the death of little Joy Davis. Thank you.
Thank you, Counsel. Counsel, are you ready? Please make your appearance to the court.
Defense would like to introduce themselves. I am Mario. This is Helen, and today we're representing Highland Toy Company.
Are you set with the time? No. Thank you. Proceed.
Good afternoon, Your Honor, members of the jury. Today I stand here before you on behalf of the defendant, Happy Land Toy Company. The meeting is proceeding to discuss the events leading to a terrible and tragic death in the Davis family, the death of Joy Davis. We understand that this is a time of hardship, and so we express our condolences to the Davis family and to Mr. Davis. We've heard from the plaintiff, and the plaintiff's theories based on strict liability. Consequently, like the plaintiff has mentioned, they must prove three essential elements. The plaintiff must prove that the defendant, Happy Land Toy Company, manufactured and sold a defective product. The plaintiff must also prove that the plaintiff actually suffered harm, and that the plaintiff suffered harm because of the direct proximate cause that was caused by the defect in the product. Now, the defense will instead today proof against that with evidence. We'll show you, we'll demonstrate that it's actually the plaintiff who should be held responsible. It is the carelessness of a parent and babysitter, which will be called today, to prove such reason. It's because of their cause that this tragic accident occurred. The defense will call experts in pharmacology, management, and design. First, we will call Dr. Reese Gardner. He's a pharmacologist who will testify on different GHB levels and on the GHB levels inside Joey's body at the time of his death. Next, we'll call Blake Lexington. He is the CEO of Happy Land Toy Company, and he will testify and show that Happy Land Toy Company took the appropriate safety precautions when designing this product. Lastly, we'll call the babysitter, and she'll show you guys that it's truly because of improper care that this event actually happened. The plaintiff has painted a real emotional picture, and I ask you, the jury, to move away from that and focus on the facts. That's why we're here. We're here to settle the actual facts. And towards the closing of the trial, my colleague Owen will ask you to reach a verdict, and I think by that point it'll be evident once you, the jury, has considered all the evidence that's been provided. It'll be obvious that it's the plaintiff who should be held responsible, and not the defendant. And at that point, you'll see that it's that the defendant should be removed from all liability. Thank you.
Plaintiff's ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is your witness here?
Yes, Your Honor.
Please begin.
Your Honor, the plaintiff would like to call his first witness, Andy Davis, to stand.
Mr. Davis? Please. Make sure you don't fall down with injuries in the courtroom. And then you can maybe put the bags on the chair. Yes, perfect. Sit in the witness chair, please. Please make sure you answer to the microphone so we can get a response. You may begin, and please be conscious of the time.
Yes, Your Honor. All right. Mr. Davis, I'm sorry. Please say straight for the courtroom.
My name is Andy Davis.
Are you currently employed?
No, I'm not.
Do you have any children?
Yes, I have two children, Hillary, and unfortunately, the one that we don't have right now, the one that have made my life really miserable because of the way he died, Joy Davis.
And what was your relationship to Joy Davis?
Well, Excuse me, what was the question?
What was your relationship with Joey Davis?
He was my son.
And as his father, how would you describe Joey?
Well, Joey was very playful kid. He got along with everybody. And actually, since he was born, he made my life very happy. And we used to enjoy times, play, and the reason that I don't have right now, him, has made my life really, really miserable.
All right, so for his age, did Joey eat frequently?
Yes, he would tease with toys and he was attracted to them.
And can you please give the courtroom a couple of examples of what Joey would tease on?
Your Honor, Dr. Foundation. How does my co-counsel know that Joey teased?
Well, it was clearly established in Andy Davis' affidavit, Your Honor. I'd like to proceed on. Find us that was a foundation from there.
I'm going to allow the question. Paul should know about teething, I suppose.
Yes, he would deal with things, toys, and he was very attracted to colorful things, and that's why he would grab them and teeth.
All right, so now let us move forward. When did you first hear about the Princess Beads?
Well, the first time I saw them through Hero and Friends. They had, the parent had given them like a present and toys so they could play with them.
So, did you buy the Princess Beads?
Objection, Your Honor, leading.
I'll rephrase the question, Your Honor.
Thank you, counsel.
So, tell us once again about the Princess Beads. Did you decide to buy them for your daughter at any time?
Yes, it was a present for her 10th birthday.
And when did you give them to her?
It was 1 week before her birthday, and I bought it then through the internet.
So, when did you notice Joey becoming fascinated with beads?
Well, I noticed him playing with the beads because here sometimes we put them on the living room, we lay them on the table in the living room.
So now let us move forward to August 8th. Do you remember that day?
Yes, that day started like a normal day, and I left home around 10 a.m. and I was on my way to a full-time job interview, which did not finish because of what happened that day.
So, did you know that Joey was in distress when you were in the interview?
Objection, Your Honor.
Speak in the microphone, please.
My opposing counsel is leading the witness,
That's one objection.
and he's also assuming facts not in evidence.
I'll withdraw the question then, Your Honor. So, when you reached the hospital, what did the doctors tell you?
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay.
I'll rephrase it. So, during the interview, how did you notice Joey was in trouble?
Do you remember what the question is?
How did you notice Joey was in trouble during the interview?
Oh, yes. I started to. No, I was checking my email, my voicemail, and I received a couple of them from Brett Miller, and he left a very, very scary message and explaining what happened to Joey, and he explained that he had taken Joey to the hospital.
And from your own opinion,
You're out of time now.
sorry, no further questions, Your Honor.
Any cross-examination?
Yes, Your Honor. May I proceed?
Yes, you may.
Mr. Davis, is it true that you work 2 jobs?
Yes, I was employed in a couple of jobs.
And it's also true that you weren't home a lot, is that correct?
Well, that's true, but I always made sure I left Joey with the babysitter, so he was not really alone.
Yes, and your babysitter was Brett Miller, is that correct?
Yes, he was.
Is it true that Brett Miller would often be distracted by phone, computer, and...
Objection, Your Honor. Objection, Your Honor. Compound question.
May I rephrase, Your Honor? Mr. Davis, is it true that Brett Miller will often be distracted?
That's what I heard, but I never saw him because I was not at home.
Is that a yes, Mr. Davis?
That's what I heard from Hillary.
Your Honor, can you please instruct the witness to answer yes or no?
Mr. Davis, please answer yes or no whenever possible in order to answer the question. Do you understand?
Yes.
Mr. Davis, as a father, do you know that, are you aware of any breathing problems that Joey had?
Yes, he has some small little breathing problem.
And when you took him to the doctor, is it true that the doctor recommended you for Joey to see a specialist?
Objection, Your Honor. 6 facts on evidence.
May I rephrase?
Sure. Yes.
Mr. Davis, you mentioned earlier that Joey had breathing problems. Is that correct?
Yes, I took it
Objection,
once.
Your Honor. Sorry, but the question's already been answered by the witness.
Counsel was asked and answered.
All right, I'll move on, Your Honor. Did you ever take Joey to see a doctor?
Yes, I took him to the hospital.
And what did the doctor say?
Well, the doctor suggested me to take
Objection,
him
Your
to
Honor.
the...
Hearsay.
May I be heard, Your Honor?
Yes.
Under the rules of evidence, 803, number 4, it's under the medical diagnosis. Therefore, it's an exception of hearsay.
I stand by my objection, Your Honor.
Allow the question.
Would you like me to repeat the question?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Yes. Can you tell me, when you took Joey to see the doctor, what did the doctor say?
Yes, the doctor recommends to take it to a specialist in the case the problem continue. But she wrote that the condition was not life-threatening. So,
objection, Your Honor. The counsel is counseling, commenting.
Excuse me?
The counsel is commenting, Your Honor. That's
May I be heard, Your Honor? Do you have opposing counsel make a valid objection?
Well, I don't see that the objection is improper in that regard. However, I'll just counsel both of you to stay on a short leash here. I'm not going to allow this to continue much more. So please, Mr. Davis, answer the question, okay? Just answer the question. Continue. You can rephrase again.
Yes, Your Honor. Is it true that the doctor recommended you for Joey to see a specialist?
yes, in the case he would continue worsening, he recommended that.
Isn't it also true that you never took him to a specialist?
No, I did not.
Mr. Davis, you have a daughter named Hillary, is that correct?
That's correct.
And on her birthday, August 1st, 2009, you bought her a set of contestants.
Yes, it was a present for Hillary.
Now, you mentioned earlier that Joey often peed.
Yes.
And you also saw him put beads in his mouth, is that correct?
What's the question, please?
You mentioned earlier that he would often pee, like you mentioned earlier. And you said that you would see him put things in his mouth, one of them being beads, is that correct?
Yes.
Is it also true that when you see him put the beads in his mouth, he would often spit it back out?
Correct.
Knowing that he put the beads in his mouth, you never took the beads away from his reach.
Well, I wasn't there, first of all, at home, but I always made sure that Red Miller would take away and keep them away the beats.
Is that a yes or no, Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Time's up.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I would like to read the record this time, Your Honor.
Your time is up.
Understood, Your Honor.
But I would normally allow it, except for the absence of time. Okay, Mr. Davis, please step down. Do you have another witness?
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, I would like to call Tristan Frost.
Mr. Tristan Frost present. Mr. Frost, please be seated. Please make sure you speak clearly into the microphone. Is it not ready? Yeah, ready. Please begin. when ready.
Good afternoon, Mr. Frost. Could you please state your name for the record?
My name is Tristan Frost.
And what's your occupation?
I am a journalist, and I currently work for Blitz BBN, Blitz News Network.
Could you please go over your past experiences, work experiences?
Yes, I have worked several cases, gone into several companies, with particularly one with Ronald Victory and him selling Trifecta Studios last year.
From my understanding, is it true that you work for Heckler Toy Company?
Yes, I did.
Excuse me?
Your Honor?
Your Honor, I believe the witness clearly stated that he went undercover for Heckler Toy Company.
I'm going to allow this question. I just will counsel you to watch legal questions. Okay?
Okay, counsel.
Thank you.
Could you please tell us your day-to-day activity at Heckler Toy Company?
Well, I was the CEO for Blake Zigington, the head of the CEO, the head of the company.
What were you doing as
Well, as a personal assistant and secretary, I would constantly follow Mr. Lexington around, go into meetings with him, transfer emails, calls. Well, everything that he knew, I would have to be on top of course.
How would you describe Mr. Lexington on a general day-to-day activities?
Well, Your Honor, how is this relevant to Joey's death?
Your Honor, I clearly asked about Blake Lexington as the CEO of Goku, Mr. Frost was assistant to.
Your Honor, sorry, he's asking of the character of the CEO. How is that relevant?
You know, I'm going to allow the question. I will keep you on a short leash, so please do not go on fishing expeditions with counsel. So I'm going to allow the question.
Could you please answer the question? How would you describe Mr. Blake Lexington as the CEO of the company and the boss?
He was a very calm man. Occasionally he would lose his temper once in a while. He was good to his employees, but he all of a sudden towards the end of the release of The Princess Beast, he kind of rushed everyone into production.
Do you remember the date, May 19, 2009?
Yes.
If I may remind you that date, have you noticed anything unusual about Blake Lexington?
Unusual, Your Honor? I believe that's subjective.
Is that an objection?
Yes, Your Honor.
What's your objection?
Prejudicial. The question, it's a bit subjective. It's based on his opinion and on character. I don't believe this witness is a psychologist at all to determine or to explain someone's behavior.
I understand. Yes.
We clearly stated that Tristan Frost was a personal assistant for Blake Lexington for a number of months. He already stated that CEO Blake Lexington was usually a calm guy who at times would get angry. I believe his credentials qualify to answer this question.
I don't know where you're going with this line of question.
I'd like to establish what happened on May 15, 2009.
Well, the counsel gets it. Objection sustained.
Do you remember the production of Princess Beast?
Yeah. This again, Your Honor, this is leading. He's counseling. He's leading the witness, Your Honor. Do you remember?
Your Honor, clearly we already know that Princess Beast were produced, and that's the reason we are inspected.
In an effort to move this along, we'll allow the question.
Could you please answer the question? Do you remember the production of Princess Beast?
Yes, I do.
If I may remind you, could you please tell the board if you know who were working on the current project of Princess Beach?
Well, the current production leader was Quinn Brown.
And was anyone else assisting Quinn Brown?
There were a few people. One of them that I got to meet was Colin Rodriguez, and there were others who were there for safety, for decorations of the beads and the decoration of the box and advertising.
What, if any, concerns were there about Princess Beach?
Well, not till later was the product of the butanol. That was a bit expensive, but the company switched it to a butanol 1.4, which I later found a note in Mr. Lexington's office from Aaron Swift stating that the GHB was toxic, that the 1.4 butanol would later transfer into GHB when digested.
Objection, Your Honor. Motion to strike. What witness began to say after 1.4 butanol, I believe this witness is not an expert in toxicology to testify on such things.
Your Honor, I believe the witness is not stating what 1.4 butanol clearly is. He's just stating that that's the product that we're going to use for production of Princess Beach.
Your Honor, if we could have the record repeat that. He did mention something about GHB and something about metabolism. I doubt that this witness has any expertise in that.
Yeah, you know something, I'm going to sustain the motion and strike the comments relating to the GHB and the other information, because we haven't set a proper foundation in council. We need more time to set a proper foundation, so it's not going to happen.
All right. Well, I'm done with my question. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Any other examination? Yes, Your Honor.
Wait for the clock to reset. Proceed.
Mr. Frost, you work for Blitz Network, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Now, isn't it true that your intentions for joining Hackland Toy Company were solely based on getting a good story?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Your intentions for joining or being part of Hackland Company were to get a good story, since you are a journalist, is that correct?
Objection, Your Honor. What this question has to do with today's case of Joey Davis' death.
Your Honor, we're trying to judge the credibility of this witness and truly see his intentions and his purpose in court today.
Your Honor, give me some slack on your direct. I'm going to give it to him, of course, also.
Your Honor.
So I'll restate the question. The question was, it's based on your intentions, and were your intentions to just get a good story from Hackland Toy Company? Is that why you went into Hackland Toy Company?
Well, yes, that was the purpose I went there for.
And in doing this, you took a different identity. You took the identity of Alex Johnson to attain this job at Hackland Toy Company. Isn't that right?
Your Honor, again, the occupation of my witness is the undercover journalist. May I remind the opposing counsel, the undercover journalist means is going undercover in the companies to discover.
Your Honor,
we understand.
Can you ask the opposing counsel not to do that? If he's had to have an appropriate objection, then to object, not to refresh.
I'm not going to have a fight in one court. Refrain from arguing with each other.
Your Honor.
Defense counsel, please stay on point here.
Yes, Your Honor. For this position, you had, I wouldn't say fake, but you had someone else's social security and driver's license to get this job. Is that correct?
Well, I was relatively new around Midlands, and I had.
Is that a yes or no?
Yes.
Or did you know? Once at Hackland Toy Company, you signed a confidentiality agreement. Is that correct?
Yes, that is.
And when signing this agreement, you didn't have any intentions on actually keeping things confidential. Is that correct?
Well, there would be no point of me keeping it confidential, because that was the point of me going there to make a story.
While working there, you also you would listen on or listen in on private calls, private phone calls, and have an answer. Is that correct?
Well, there was nothing private about me and Mr. Lexington's relationship. I was his personal assistant.
Right, but you weren't invited to these phone calls. You weren't part of these phone calls. You secretly heard what was spoken in these phone calls, correct?
I'm sorry, I don't understand. Secretly?
Were you invited? Were you part of these phone calls?
I wouldn't need to be invited. Like I said, I'm his personal assistant. I have to keep tab of everything he does.
Was Mr. Lexington aware that you were on the phone at the time, when he was having conversations? Was he aware that you were also listening on?
I would assume so, because he hired me as his personal assistant.
This is just an assumption. Is that right? You assume that he knows, but we don't know with certainty that he actually knows.
Your Honor, I believe the witness already answered the question.
As a statement.
Okay. Now, at times, Hackman would have meetings, and again, to these meetings, you weren't actually invited. You would tend to like snoop around the meeting and hear on what was happening in the meetings. Is that right?
I'm sorry, could you? I wasn't invited. Is that what you said?
There were meetings that were classified in which you just heard about or just snooped around. Is that right?
I don't understand what you mean by snooping, but I was invited to the meetings because I was, like I keep repeating, I was personal assistant. I had to follow him around the company constantly.
Yeah, now let's move on to Hackman Toy Company. Let's speak about that a bit. The company itself was committed to product safety and quality. Isn't that correct?
Your Honor, as my opposing counsel previously objected to me, the assistant has no intentions of knowing what the quality objectives are of the company. Because he is simply the assistant and keeps the...
What's your objection?
That the witness doesn't have the knowledge to answer this question.
Yeah, how do you know he doesn't have the knowledge?
Because he was just a personal assistant and he was not the one who founded the company.
Your Honor, if I can argue this, a personal assistant, just a personal assistant, listening to all these meetings and these conferences and these phone calls. I mean, this individual knows almost everything that the CEO knows, and I think this individual would know if the company took appropriate safety precautions.
Your Honor, we're moving into difficult territory here. Counsel, please move on.
Well, tell me, did you know of the appropriate, if Hackman took the appropriate safety precautions when manufacturing the Princess Beads?
I'm sorry, took the appropriate safety precautions.
Okay. Was Hackman Toy Company concerned about product safety?
Your Honor, again, the witness is assuming facts which are not narrated. So I'd like to
rephrase, Your Honor.
Establish the foundation of this question.
I rephrase. Based on your knowledge and your experience in Hackman Toy Company, do you think, was Hackman concerned about product safety?
Your Honor, again, I stand on objection because there's no foundation of this question. I would like to opposing counsel to lay the foundation.
Your Honor, what foundation is necessary? The witness worked there, and he knows all about the work there. What is the objection, Your Honor?
Okay, you know something? I'm going to instruct the witness to answer this question. I'm going to tell you to move on.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Answer the question, then we'll move on.
Yes, sir. Could you repeat the question one more time, please?
Was Hackman Toy Company concerned about product safety?
The company as a whole, yes, but Blazington, I can't say for sure.
Thank you. Okay, time is up. Any other witnesses?
Yes, I would like to call Chase Tushman to the stand.
Doctor, please be seated. Please speak into the microphone clearly. Is the doctor's reset? Begin when ready.
Would you please state your name?
Yeah, my name is Dr. Tushman. I'm a toxicologist.
What if any education background do you have, Dr. Tushman?
I graduated from Arizona State University in 1993 and also graduated from Georgia Medical School, emphasis in toxicology in 1997.
Are you currently employed?
Yes, I'm working at hospital and also working as a poison department as a director.
Are you getting paid for your services today, Dr. Tushman?
No, I don't get any pay for this.
Dr. Tushman, do you remember the date, August 8, 2009?
Yes, sir.
Would you please tell the court shortly what happened around 12 p.m.?
Around 12:30, I was trying to leave from hospital and then one patient came, whose name is Joey Davis with a Brand Miller.
And could you please tell the jury what happened after that?
Yeah, actually Joey had a problem, so we went to the emergency room, and then after 12:30, I asked him that what happened, and then he didn't say anything. He just started to point his stomach, and he was vomiting.
You say he vomited?
Actually, yeah, before he vomited, he was start to seize.
And did you examine the vomit?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, after he vomited, we found 25 beads, which is from Happy Lane Toy Company, and then
Could you please conclude how did you come to the assumption that they would happen to a company?
Yeah, I took the two tests. One is from blood test, and the other one is from the GCMS test. And blood test, I took his blood on the toxicology screen, and then as a toxicology screen, I could see that his GHB concentration level was 148 milligram. And then usually normal person has a 50 microgram per liter of the GHB, and then there was an extremely high number of GHB in his blood.
Dr. Tushman, are you saying that Princess beads contain GHB?
Actually, it contains 1.4 butanediol, and then 1.4 butanediol it metabolized into GHB, and then this the
May I direct your attention around 1:50 p.m.? Could you please tell the jury what happened to the patient around that time? What time was it? 1:50 p.m.
1:50 p.m. Yeah, actually he went to the deep sleep at around 1 o'clock, and then 1:50 he had a breathing problem.
Could you please tell the jury at what time was Joey Davis announced that?
Yeah, Joey died because of the respiratory arrest at 2 o'clock.
And did you conclude what caused respiratory arrest of Joey Davis?
Yeah, GHB is the main reason of respiratory arrest, which is the Joey died.
And have you concluded what caused the elevation of GHB in Joey's blood? Have you concluded what caused the elevation of GHB in Joey's blood?
Yeah, actually, after he vomited, I found
a lack of foundation. He did not state what the elevation of anything was previously.
Your Honor, I believe you already stated that Joy had 148 milligrams per liter of GHB in his bloodstream, which was higher than what it was supposed to be.
I agree with a lot of questions.
Would you please answer the question?
yeah, his GHB level was too high, which is 148 milligram per liter. And I test with the GCMS test, and I found like the beads are the exactly same that I bought for my daughter, and I identified the beads. The 3 samples, the one from Hibami.
The witness is volunteering.
So, Dr. Tushman, are you saying the prison's beads were a direct cause of Joy's death?
Yes.
No further questions.
Thank you. And you reserved 2 minutes. Cross-examination?
Yes, Your Honor. Dr. Tushman, could you please tell us where you were on the date of August 8, 2009?
Yeah, I was in the hospital, and
On that day, Joey Davis came to the hospital, correct?
Yes.
Now, you said that Joey Davis vomited beads, correct?
Yes.
And you were able to identify these beads as Princess beads.
Yes.
Could you please tell us how many beads there were that Joey Davis vomited?
yeah, Joey vomited 25 beads.
Isn't it true that 25 beads would equate up to 1.25 grams of GHB?
Yeah, 1.25 gram of GHB.
Now, for a child the size of Joey Davis, who was 2 years old, isn't it true that it would take 2.25 grams of GHB for it to be fatal?
Or human beings are different, so we can just measure like.
Your Honor, would you please ask the witness to answer the question in a yes or no manner?
Doctor, is it possible to answer this question in yes or no manner? If so, please do so.
Sir, what was the question?
Isn't it true that it takes 2.25 grams of GHB in order for it to be fatal for a child the size of Joey Davis?
Actually, that's for like adult.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Not for 2 years old kids.
Please direct the witness once again to answer in a yes or no.
But this is hard to answer on yes or no form.
As the witness was told, he is supposed to answer the question the best way he can do it, and I believe this is the best way the witness can answer this question.
Doctor, is there difficulty in answering this question?
There's no I can say like yes or no, because all human beings are different.
Counselor, he's indicating that he's answering the question to the best of his ability.
That's fine.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Question or?
Yeah, use the microphone too, because we're on the video.
Dr. Chusman, isn't it true that it takes 2.25 grams of GHB for it to be fatal for a child the size of Joey Davis?
Your Honor, I have an objection. I believe this question was already answered 3 times by Dr. James Tushman.
Well, I think there were a lot of objections in the interim, so I'm going to confuse the issue a bit, so I'm going to allow the question.
You may say that, but it is not 100% true.
And as a toxicologist, into a graduate university.
Yes, I'm a professional doctor.
So you could do the mathematics for how many grams it would take and how many beads it would come up to equate to for 2.25 grams.
You're a lawyer, you know how to do it too, right?
Yes. 2.25 grams. Does that or does that not equal up to 40 beads?
Isn't that 45?
40 beads.
Okay.
Is that a yes or no answer?
Yes, it is true.
Dr. Tushman, isn't it also true that as Joey came in, you took his blood sample?
Yes.
Could you please tell us if you did or did not take a urine sample by it?
He's only 2 years old, baby. Like, we can't just take his thing to take out what.
So you did not?
We try our best. That was the best thing I can do.
Would you be able to find any drugs, any other drugs in that urine sample?
No.
You wouldn't be able to find any other drugs, or any drugs in particular?
Your Honor, I believe that Dr. Chase Tushman was not able to do the urine test, so he could not possibly know whether or not to find any other drugs.
Are you testifying?
No, Your Honor, I'm just making a suggestion.
We don't want suggestions. Is there an objection? If you have an objection, just give it to me. What's your objection?
My objection is that, as my witness stated, he didn't do the urine test. Therefore, he would not know what are the drugs he would find the urine test.
Your Honor, as this toxicologist and as some personnel that works at a medical hospital, I would believe that they could be able to take a urine sample and find any drugs or any other types of.
The witnesses testified that no urine sample has been taken. Has that not been answered?
But
So move on.
no further question. Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Any reservation of time?
Your Honor, may I direct?
Is there half a minute? You got a half minute. 2 minutes.
Dr. Tushman is not opposing counsel.
Did we set? Yeah. Fine, proceed. 2 minutes.
As my opposing counsel mentioned about the grams of GHB in the children's bloodstream, is that a concluded fact?
GHB is the only region that I can find on his body, which is.
Has the studies been done how the GHB affects the child? Has the studies been done as how the GHB affects the body, child? My opposing counsel mentioned that in order for Joey to be that, he needed to consume approximately 40 beads, which equates to 2.25 grams. Has there been any studies which concludes this fact?
Yeah, all the human beings are different. Like 25 beads are also can be the region of Joey Davis' death.
Thank you.
Your Honor,
You have half a minute.
you cross.
Yes, you have half a minute. Reset the clock, please. You proceed.
Dr. Tushman, isn't it true that GHB does not necessarily mean it could have came from Princess Beads?
Objection, Your Honor. This is out of scope of my redirect.
I'm going to allow it.
Please answer your question.
I'm sorry, I don't know that.
Is it true that GHB does not necessarily have to come from the Princess Beads?
What's that?
Okay, I'm going to break this down to you, Dr. Tushman.
We have to have that.
Isn't it true that the GHB that you found in Joey Davis does not necessarily have to come from the Princess Beads, but from other materials in the household?
Objection, Your Honor. Could the opposing counsel be specific about what products he's referring to?
Any cleaning products or any plastic products?
Time is up. Thank you. Please be seated. Thank you. No further witnesses, right?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. Defendants, are you ready to put on your case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is your first witness present?
Your Honor, if defense would like to call Fred Miller to the stand.
Is he present right now?
She.
Excuse me. Please be seated. Please speak clearly into the microphone.
Good afternoon, Ms. Miller. Can you please state your name for the court?
Brett Miller.
Are you currently employed?
No.
Can you tell us about your last employment?
I used to work for the Davis's family. They were a nice family. I used to babysit Andy Davis's daughter and son, Hillary and Andy.
And
Joey.
Can you tell us a little bit about why you're no longer employed for that family?
I'm no longer working for the Davis family because recently Joey Davis had just passed away.
See, can you tell us a little bit about what type of child Joey was from your observations?
Joey was very energetic. He was very hyper, but mostly I saw him gasping for air, and he usually mouthed things.
You mentioned gasping for air. What does that mean?
He would like scrunch his throat and, have hard times breathing.
This was all the time?
Most of the times, yes.
Was there any habits, if any, that Joey had that you can see?
He used to mouth things a lot, put things in his mouth.
And what kind of things would he put in his mouth?
Mostly G.I. Joe figurines and also Hillary beads.
You mentioned beads. Do you know what type of beads they are?
They were beads that Andy Davis got for Hillary's birthday.
And when you see him put the beads in his mouth, what would he do? Does he swallow them? Does he spit it out?
He would mostly put them in his mouth, like he was swallowing them.
You said swallow them?
He would put them in his mouth.
And then what would happen?
He would spit them back out like it had a bad taste or flavor, like it was bitter.
Now, let me take you to August 8th, 2009. Do you recall that day?
Excuse me?
Do you recall August 8th, 2009?
Yes.
Can you tell me what happened that day?
I came in around 10 o'clock. Andy had an interview, and after he left, I was... Joey was very energetic, he was on the couch giggling and everything, and I sat him down to watch television, and at around near noon, he was hungry, so I left to go make him some macaroni and cheese.
What time did you go to make him food?
12 o'clock.
And what time did you come back?
12:10.
Were you able to see him in between that time?
No.
Objection, Your Honor. Leading question.
Please. She needs a moment. Counsel. A little compassion here, please. Proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mrs. Miller, you mentioned, to refresh everybody's mind, you mentioned that you left Joey at 12 o'clock and then you came back around 12:10. So my last question was, were you able to see Joey in between that time?
No.
So you left him unattended for 10 minutes?
Objection, Your Honor. Leading question.
I'll just
Motion to strike then. Motion to strike what the witness just said.
Okay, I'll approve that. Strike the last answer. Please watch your questions, counsel.
Yes, Your Honor. Can you tell me how long Joey was left in the living room by himself for?
Objection again, Your Honor. Leading question.
Also, we're out of time. Thank you. Thank you very much. Ross?
Yes, Your Honor.
Jeremy? Clock. Same amount of time, please. Proceed.
Ms. Miller, isn't it true that Annie Davis was a single parent?
Yes.
And wasn't it true that that Annie Davis was did not have any insurance?
Objection, Your Honor. Relevance.
I'm determined to establish the fact that Annie Davis couldn't see a doctor even if he wanted to. So I'm sure he would have.
I'm going to allow the question overruled.
May I please can I repeat the question? Ms.
Repeat
Miller?
the question.
Isn't it true that Annie Davis didn't have any insurance?
Objection, Your Honor. It's out of the scope of the witness.
Counsel?
I'm trying to establish a foundation here, Your Honor.
Yeah, I'll sustain the objection. It's outside the scope of the witness's knowledge. She's a babysitter.
And isn't it true that after Joey died, Annie Davis wrote you off as his babysitter?
Please answer the question.
Isn't it true that Annie Davis wrote you off as his babysitter after Joey died?
After Joey what?
After Joey died.
Did I watch him?
May I please? Let me break it down to you nice and slow.
Counsel, you need to sarcasm. Please ask the questions properly and slowly.
Yes, Your Honor.
That was a witness here.
Isn't it true that Annie Davis wrote you off as his babysitter after Joey Davis died?
Yes.
Any further questions, Counsel?
And afterwards, isn't it true that other families also wrote you off?
Objection, Your Honor. What's the relevance of this?
I'm trying to establish a foundation here.
Question.
Yes.
All right. So and we also lost income because of this, didn't you?
Please answer the question.
Yes.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. And that was it. Thank you very much. Hopefully it wasn't too difficult for you. Any further witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor. Defense would like to call Dr. Reese Garner.
Dr. Reese Garner. Contacts? Okay, please reset the clock. Proceed.
Can you please state your name for the court?
My name is Reese Gardner.
Dr. Garner, are you in any way related to Dr. Tucson?
Actually, he's my cousin. I guess he graduated from Georgia Medical School, right? I graduated from Harvard Medical School.
So you said Harvard. Tell us about your educational background.
Yeah, I graduated from Amherst College in 1975. Also graduated from Harvard Medical School in 1979.
As a doctor, tell us a bit about your professional training.
Yeah, I'm a chief consultant in Gardner Consulting Company, and I worked there from 1999 to present. And also, I was a professor in Johns Hopkins Medical School.
And now, how did you prepare for this case today?
I reviewed all the affidavits from Brad Miller, Andy Davis, Joey, and father, and I also reviewed the medical record from Joey Davis, and then I found a lot of possibilities that we have to consider, which is the conclusion.
Okay, you're saying a lot of possibilities. What is this? Please elaborate.
There are 4 other possibilities that we have to consider. First one is asthma, second one is SSDD, third one is many household product, and the last one is asphyxia.
We're not all doctors. Tell us a bit about this. You first mentioned asthma. How does this apply?
Joey had a symptom, which was gasping, wheezing, and breathing problem in the morning, late night, and cold days. These are the same symptoms as asthma, which Joey Davis had.
I think the second one you mentioned was SSDD. What's that?
SSDD is a disease that makes people to overproduce the GHB. And Dr. Chase Tuchman, he pointed that GHB is one of the reasons of Joey Davis' death, right? And SSDD is another possible cause that make people to have overproduce GHB.
You also mentioned asphyxia. What's that?
When someone chopped by something, then they're gonna have a respiratory arrest and asphyxia. Asphyxia makes hypoxia. And then Joey had a symptom same as hypoxia before he died. So there's another possibilities that we have to consider.
Before we go on, you mentioned several symptoms that Joey had. What are these symptoms that Joey had?
Joey had gasping, wheezing, and breathing problem. These are the symptoms that Joey had before he died. So.
And I think lastly, you mentioned other household products that have caused Joey's death.
Many household product contains 1.4 butanediol, like plastic bags, like detergent, everything. Like if Joey died because of the GHB, then there's other possibility.
I think this is up to the jury to decide what caused Joey's death, and I believe that the witness already answered the question which my opposing counsel asked.
John, I don't think my witness has answered the question, and that he is an expert witness and he's here to pass that expert judgment. And what could have caused Joey's death? That's why he's here now.
You're objecting to the presentation of these four options?
I'm objecting to him saying why is it that Joey only passed away from Princess Beans. He already stated that other household products like detergents, the plastic bags, contain 1.4 butanediol, and I think that was a question of my opposing counsel.
I'm going to allow the answer to stand. He's expressing his four theories as to what possibly went wrong as an expert.
Just before that interruption, you said other household products could have led to Joey's death. Just for clarity, could you tell us again why?
Okay, many household product contains a lot of 1.4 butanediol, and then it is metabolized into GHB, and then many household products like plastic bag, detergent, everything that we can see in the house, those contains like a lot of GHB also. So we have to consider those possibilities too.
Dr. Garner, can you, with a reasonable degree of medical certainty, determine what caused Joey's death?
Joey died because of the respiratory arrest, not the GHB. There are too many possibilities we have to consider.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all.
Thank you very much. Any cross-examination?
Yes, Your Honor. We have a cross.
Yes, when the clock is reset. Ready, Jeremy? Okay, proceed.
Dr. Luis Garner, your patient is the expert witness, is it?
I'm sorry?
You are expert witness, not a doctor, am I right? You're not working in a hospital, correct? Currently.
I got a doctorate degree.
I'm asking, are you working in a hospital right now?
Your Honor, I believe, before my witness answers, I believe this is a compound question. If you could just limit it to one fact per question, it'd make it a lot easier for my witness to answer.
From what I believe I asked, are you working for a hospital or not? That's my question.
Okay, let me rephrase it. Right now he's in court.
Isn't it true that you're not working in a hospital at this moment?
You're correct.
Isn't it true that you're only the expert witness?
Your Honor, I believe such questions have already been asked and answered.
Your Honor, this is my time to cross-examine the witness.
Counselor, he's already indicated his response to whether or not he's working in a hospital. Isn't that true?
My question is, right now, that his occupation, as of now, is an expert witness. I want to clarify that.
I don't understand, Your Honor.
You know something? He's answered. You're going to have to find. He's answered that he is not working currently in a hospital.
He won.
So I'm going to tell you one question.
Isn't it true that you have only testified for a defense in your career as an expert witness?
Objection, Your Honor. How is this relevant?
Your Honor, I'm trying to establish the credibility of the witness.
What about the question?
Could you please answer the question?
I'm a doctor.
My Dr. Tucci, Dr. Gardner, my question is...
That's his cousin.
Tony graduated from Georgia Medical School. I'm from Harvard.
Are you bragging, Dr. Gardner?
Sorry, what?
Are you bragging about your education, Dr. Gardner? Are you bragging about your education?
Your Honor, is the opposing counsel badgering our witness? What is he asking?
Your Honor, I will state my question. Isn't it true that you have only testified for defense in your career as an expert witness?
Yes.
And getting paid for your services, right?
Objection, Your Honor, how is this relevant to Joey's death and the cause of his death?
I'm not allowed the questions now.
Could you please answer the question?
I'm a professional doctor.
Are you getting paid or not? How much?
Do I have to say how much?
How is this relevant, Your Honor? Sorry. How is this relevant?
Isn't that a private thing?
Again, Your Honor, I'm trying to establish your credibility.
On how much he's getting paid now?
No.
Counsel, move on.
Dr. Gardner, you mentioned that asthma can be one of the causes, right?
Yes.
And you had seen the toxicology screen of on Joey Davis, right?
Correct.
And you know that GHB level in Joey's blood was 148 milligrams per liter, right?
Objection, Your Honor, this is a very specific number, and such fact, I think my witness should see such documentation, such medical history should be seen by our witness.
Your Honor,
to make such claims.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. We've given you a broad latitude on your direct, so I'm going to allow you to proceed.
And as you graduated from Harvard, you know that 148 milligrams per liter is high for a child, right? Is it?
It could be.
Is it?
It could be.
You're not sure that you graduated from Harvard, right?
Your Honor, can you allow my witness to explain why it could be?
We're not going to go there. Please answer the question.
Yes or no?
Yes.
And asthma in no way explains the GHB elevation of Joey's blood. Is that right?
Joey died because of the respiratory arrest, not the GHB. And there was the same symptom that Joey
I believe
had.
the opposing counsel is badgering, Your Honor.
Dr. Gardner.
Counsel, let the witness answer.
Your Honor.
Please answer the question. If you don't remember, he'll rephrase the question.
Your Honor, my question is other than what he's answering. Therefore, I'm trying to repeat the question for Dr. Gardner.
Just repeat the question so we can answer it, okay?
Isn't it true that asthma in no way explains the elevation of GHB in Joey's blood?
Can you repeat the question?
Isn't it true that asthma in no way explains the elevation of GHB in Joey's blood?
You may say that.
What are you saying, Dr. Gardner?
GHB.
Does it explain the elevation of GHB in Joey's blood?
Are you fighting with me?
I'm asking you a question which you're clearly avoiding to answer.
Doctor, please.
Is there any response?
I think my witness is answering in the best of his ability.
Yeah, counsel, please move on. You're badgering at this point.
Your Honor, at this point, Dr. Gardner, you're trying to avoid the questions which I'm asking, and I believe there's some intention to that.
Maybe so, maybe not. You're out of time. Thank you very much. Doctor, thank you very much. Any further witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor. The defense would like to call Blake Lexington.
He's present now.
Yes, he is.
Mr. Lexington, please be seated. Speak into the microphone clearly and slowly. Proceed when ready.
Good afternoon. Could you please state your name for the court?
Oh, yes, I may. My name is Blake Lexington.
Mr. Lexington, could you please tell us, are you currently employed?
At this point in time, I'm employed as the CEO of Happy Land Toy Company.
And what are your day-to-day duties as CEO of Happy Land Toy Company?
As CEO of the toy company, I'm in charge of all stages of development, in addition to the management of the company, as well as the shipments of the product.
Could you please tell us if there was any toy or product in development for the year of 2009?
In 2009, it was fairly very busy for us, especially in the third quarter. There was one specific toy that was a large success for us initially.
Could you please tell us about this toy?
This toy was the Happy Land Princess Beads.
Could you please tell us a little bit about the Princess Beads?
Yes, the Princess Beads are actually a make-your-own jewelry set for women and girls. They consist of separate beads that, when applied with water, they would stick together.
Could you please tell us how these beads were developed?
The initial design phase was brought to me by Quinn Brown, which is the lead toy designer.
And could you please tell us components of Princess Beads?
Objection, Your Honor. Assumes the fact not negligence that Dr. Blake knows the concentration of Princess Beads, the chemicals which are in Princess Beads.
Your Honor, he is the CEO of Happy Land Toys.
I would like my opposing counsel to lay the foundation to this.
Counsel, lay a foundation.
Could you please tell us how Quinn Brown developed the Princess Beads?
Quinn Brown comes with the initial design situation, then he goes through Colin Rodriguez, who they jointly come to me with the idea.
And could you please tell us about the Princess Beads?
The Princess Beads, again, as I said, they make your own jewelry set. When applied with water, they adhere to each other.
And how do they adhere to each other?
When applied with water.
And could you please tell us how they were able to adhere?
Through the use of 1.4 butanediol, that is the chemical binding agent that allows the beads to connect.
Could you please tell us about the packaging of the Princess Beads?
On the packaging of the bead packaging, there's multiple warning labels on each side of the box.
Could you please tell us what the warning labels say?
Objection, hearsay.
Your Honor, I have no further questions.
Yes, William Cross. Mr. Blake, clock was it?
Yeah. Good, proceed.
Mr. Blake, isn't it true that originally we're going to use 1,5 pentanidol?
Originally, we did have the initial planning stages for the 1.5. However, due to the safety issues, we opted for the more safer chemical as opposed to the dangerous 1.5.
Before I start my question, I would like to tell you that answer my question, yes or no, nothing other than that. Could you please do that?
Please repeat the question, Counsel.
Isn't it true that originally you were going to use 1,5 pentanidol to produce the Princess Beads?
That was original plan. Yes or no? As of the third quarter of 2011, that was our plan.
No, please. You say yes or no?
We opted to change the safer chemical, yes.
And you changed to 1,4 pentanidol, is that right?
That is correct. We did use that 1.4.
Is it also true that 1,4 pentanidol is a lot cheaper than 1,5 pentanidol?
That is our secondary objective, cost. However, the first objective of developing a product is number one, safety.
Mr. Blake, again, my question is, isn't it true that 1,4 pentanidol is a lot cheaper than 1,5 pentanidol?
That is true.
That's the answer.
He's already answered the question.
I'm moving on, Your Honor. Is it also true that in 2009, like any other company, your company was experiencing recession?
2009 was the peak of the recession, and we could not define financial gravity.
What is the relevance of that question?
Your Honor, I'm trying to define the intentions of the Happy company producing Princess Beads.
Your Honor, he stated that there was a recession. Obviously, if there was a recession, companies will lose money.
Your Honor.
Yes. I'm not allowed it goes on the motivation.
And isn't it true, as a CEO, when the company loses some money, the CEO's job is on the line. Is that right?
Objection, Your Honor. What is the relevance of that question?
Your Honor, again, I'm trying to establish the foundation as to why Happy company produced Princess Beads.
Your Honor,
we'll go on after this. We'll go on after this. We got your point, counsel. Okay.
And
answer the question, please. I don't believe you answered the question. Right?
Isn't it true that you'll be fired if the Happy company didn't do well?
Along with every other company,
yes or no?
During that time period.
Objection, Your Honor. My witness is answering the question to the best of his ability. He is, of course, the CEO and has to answer in a way that the CEOs would have to answer.
The question is
Mr. Lexington, please answer responsibly.
Is it yes or no?
Like every other company, yes.
If you had a
Your Honor, could you please have
no further question, Your Honor.
No further witnesses, right?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Your Honor, at statement?
Fine, just wait till the clock is reset. Now, you're on a time frame, okay?
It's okay.
Okay, proceed when ready.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you're the wise people of today's court who will decide what caused Joy's death. Today, we had a lot of testimonies from the doctors as well as the primary, Joy Davis. Dr. Tushman, who stand before you, testified that Princess beads were in fact the direct cause of Joy's death. Princess beads were the things that Joy swallowed and vomited at 12:37 p.m. Princess beads contained 1,4-butanol, which metabolizes in GHB, and later it was found out by the toxin screen that GHB elevation in Joy's blood was extremely high, 148 milligrams per liter. Again, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Chase Tushman testified that the cause of death of Joy Davis was Princess beads and its concentration of 1,4-butanol. We also heard the father, Andy Davis, today, who was very much concerned about Joy Davis, who, even though he didn't have any money, he still took him to the doctor to address his problem and issue. Now, the defense will come before you and argue that Joy Davis passed away because of other reasons. They will argue that Reese Gardner had other theories of why Joy Davis has died. But I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, there are a lot of quotes to Reese Gardner's theory. Asthma doesn't explain the elevation of GHB in Joy's blood, which was, again, 148 milligrams per liter. SSDD is a genetic disease which Davis' family didn't have. And asphyxia doesn't in any way explain the choking, as well as only the Princess beads were the things that Joy vomited. Again, only verdict that we can reach to this court is that Heckler Toy Company should be liable of Joy Davis' death. Thank you.
Thank you. Closing statement?
Yes, Your Honor. Ladies and gentlemen of Midland County, the jury, judges, we're here today because the plaintiff, Andy Davis, decided to bring his lawsuit upon us, Happy Land Toy Company. You must ask yourself at this point, what is the truth and what is not? We have brought to you the packaging of Princess beads. We have brought to you the beads. We have brought to you the CEO, Blake Lexington, clearly stated his adequate warning labels. However, the plaintiff still decides that we are wrong. Ask yourself one thing. How often do you come upon children taking toys and dying? Not often. It is clearly the problem of the father, Andy Davis. He left his child unattended. He had a babysitter that left the child unattended. And what happens? The beads that they found on the coffee table, yes, they were Princess beads. However, when you look at it, the beads were left there for the child within distance to grasp. We asked Dr. Chase Tushman today, how many beads would it take for it to be fatal for a child the size of Joey Davis? He said 40. How many did he find? 25. The evidence is there. Jury, you must decide today what is right and what is wrong. Do not base this on an emotional roller coaster. They have told us time and time again that the father lost a child, but that is not the case. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I now instruct you to deliberate on the facts and the evidence that you have heard today at this trial. You'll need to come up with a conclusion as to whether or not it's the defendant or the plaintiff whom you will rule, whom you will decide. And if you do decide for the plaintiff, you'll need to come up with damages. I appoint jury member number 1 as the spokesperson for the jury. So at this point, if you would please just take a few moments in the jury room, which is the staircase, and then come back out. We're going to make a few comments, and then we'll invite you back. Okay? Professor Rosen, if you can just escort them and then let them back in. Rosen, we're going to make some brief comments now on just the thing while the jury's deciding. Just a quick
This case is about who was at fault for the death of a child. The law has a very difficult thing, and the jury has to determine a case based on this. Unfortunately, there are no winners. All I can say is that both parties presented a fair case, and hope that the proper decision is made.
I echo those comments. I think both sides stuck to their theories of the case. I think you didn't deviate from it, notwithstanding good cross-examination from both sides. No matter who comes out the winner, I think both of you, both counsels, plaintiff and defendant, were professional and put on a very good case, both sides.
Thank you. I guess our jury is still deciding. So, do you folks have any brief comments as to what you feel mock trial has done for you, or what you think that you would say to our members of the audience here?
I'd like to make a comment. Joining mock trial, I didn't know what to expect. All I knew is that I wanted to go to law school. I didn't know what it meant to be a lawyer. I didn't know what it meant to be a witness. I didn't know what it meant to question the witness. And the mock trial gave me ability to be a lawyer and to experience what will happen to me in the future if I go to law school. This was a great team to come up with my fear of public speaking. He helped me to accomplish a lot. He helped me to realize that law is in fact something that I want to do. It's also a good way for those who want to do acting to try it out as a witness. It's a great ability to learn a lot and to diversify your experiences. So I'll definitely urge you to join the mock trial team. It's fun and you'll definitely enjoy it.
My name is Owen. Mock trial is pretty much one of the best experiences you have in your life. You get to meet some really great people. I mean, you know, a bunch of these guys over here, you know, they became really good friends of mine. And, you know, yeah, it's just a great time. I can't speak for myself in terms of trying to go to law school and stuff like that. It'd be nice. But it gives you an opportunity to see how the justice system works. And usually the time that we get is a lot longer, and what you've seen today is very much progressive. And I guess since they're coming back in, that's pretty much what I have to say. You should, everybody, if you're here, you should join.
Thank you very much.
The jury has reached the verdict.
I see.
Please rise, the jury is entering the room.
Please be seated. Jury spokesperson, if you would please rise. Have the members of the jury reached a conclusion?
We have, Your Honor.
What is that conclusion?
We've decided that for the defense.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for your service to the jury. Thank you for coming to this mock trial demonstration. We appreciate your support and attendance.
I want to introduce everybody before everybody goes, like who they are and what their roles were.
Well, I was one of the lawyers that was captains with Team A, and I did not as many cross-examinations as I did today. I basically examined one witness and cross-examined another one and did the closing statement.
Again, my name is Owen. I am captain of Team B, and that's it.
Guys, my name is Mario, and what was my role? I wasn't a lawyer. I wasn't ever a witness. It would have been fun trying to be a witness. Maybe in the future I'll play the role of a witness. But this time I was just a lawyer. The experience was fun. I didn't ever want to go to law school. I mean, I'm not sure if I want to go there, but I initially just joined the program just for fun, just for the experience. And it was a great experience. Thanks for watching this, guys.
Hi, my name is Andrew Kim, and I'm a professional doctor. Actually, it was a great experience, and I hope you guys join this team also and to get an experience. In reality, you need some experience. You need to do this. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sam Mishra. I don't have an Australian accent. This is the way I speak. Regardless, whoever's watching this video, I just wanted to tell them that the Mox trial really is a very gratifying experience. Again, for those who want to go to law school, or for those who intend to have any career, for that matter, this team is about explaining your ideas and trying to cultivate that idea that you have and make the other party aware as to what you're trying to say in a clear and concise manner. Again, this team, I enjoyed a lot of time, especially going to Yale. It was a great experience for all of us. And most importantly, we did show our pride in that competition. We weren't afraid to say, hey, we are QCC. That was a very, very big thing for all the team members and all the faculty that were involved in this team. All the faculty members put in a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of their passion into developing and seeing this team grow a lot. And, it truly is a very gratifying experience, and I highly encourage anyone who's interested to talk with their business teacher or the department head. They'll give you more information about what I'm trying out.
I mean, one more thing. If you join this team, you're going to get free food, free hotel. Everything. Also, you're going to get some pay. Thank you.
My name is Jay Vasquez. I played as Andy Davis in Team B. And I must say, I've had an amazing experience being with the mock trial team. I had a great deal of fun, and that's all that mattered to me. Whether we won or lost, it didn't matter. If you want to have some fun, make new friends, just join the mock trial team. I'm sure you won't regret it. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Randy. My role was I was a co-president. I also was one of the other co-captains for Team B, and it was really something at Yale. It was a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and I'm glad that I got to experience it with the QCC mock trial team. And you guys the team really came through at the end. When in Yale, we really bonded and everything.
Hi, my name is Helen. I'm the lawyer for the Team B of defense for today. I have to say, mock trial, when it's first introduced to you, it's hard to bring yourself to it, come to the meeting. But when you commit yourself to it, it definitely is something that you're going to remember. You make lifelong friends, and now, that we come back from Yale, it's kind of you always want an opportunity to see your teammates again, and sometimes it's hard because we have hectic schedules, but when you're together for 3 days and 2 nights, you kind of become attached to each other in some way, and it's kind of like we're all family, so you should definitely join.
Hi, my name is Safa Qureshi. I was the babysitter for Team B, and I just want to say, like we all said, it really is a great experience. We're all one big happy family, and it was pretty hectic at some times. But at the end of the day, when you win and you receive that award, it's like, oh, my homework paid off, and it's an enjoyable experience to go to Yale and it's with your professors. They're really on our side, and they give us our support and to be able to come back. So I just want to thank Professor Wilson and everybody else who gave us our
QCC.
Hi, my name is Oluwadamisi Atana. I didn't play today, but during tournament year, I was Dr. Chase for 2 months. The mock trial has provided a lot of knowledge and experience, critical thinking skills, thinking on your feet. It's a wonderful experience. You have access to actual attorneys, Professor Rosie, Professor Hamill, beauty tips and fashion tips from Professor Buddy Cook, Dr. Falik, all these professors with wealth of knowledge. It was fantastic. It was a wonderful experience, lifelong friends, and I encourage everyone to join. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jeremy. I was a timekeeper, and usually I would play Brett Miller. This is my second year doing this, and it's a good experience. I enjoyed it, and I made friends. So, for everyone to join my trial.
Renato Diaz, as you know, I've been the father. Unfortunately, we did not win, but it has been a wonderful, wonderful experience. I'd like to invite all of you to participate the next year because it is a very exciting and a once-in-a-lifetime learning experience. Thank you.
If you don't believe one of us, you can believe all of us, since we all said the same thing, that it was such a great experience. So you guys should join.
It's not fixed like the trial.
If anything, we have a form here. If anyone wants to sign up for next semester, for the fall semester, April's going to be giving them out.